Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be doing something really stupid. We're going to be stacking buses, and we're going to start with 2 buses, and then maybe we'll do 3, 4, 5. It just depends how well stacking 2 works. So we're going to start off by just spawning up 2 buses of basically random but different colors. So one will be red, one will be blue, the next one could be white, and it could be the American stacking of buses that weren't even made in America. So once we got the buses spawned up, we're going to hit F11 to go to the map editor. Once we're in the map editor, we're going to hit Shift-C to move the camera around separate from the vehicles. We're going to hit J to freeze physics, and then we're going to go up here, make sure we're in a vehicle selecting mode. We're going to select one of the vehicles, and then we're going to use the transform values over here. So these top 3, that's the position of the vehicle. So we're going to make all these numbers nice and round because I don't want to have to type out 904.897. Instead, we're going to say 900 on that one, then negative 225 on that one, and then 40 on that one. It rounds out all the numbers nice and easy, although 40 might be a little bit too low. Yeah, the wheels are inside the ground, so how about we up that to 40.5, and it really doesn't matter if that number's round because that is the z-axis, which is just height, and height is easy to adjust, but we need to make sure the left and right and forward and back variables are identical between the buses so they stack up perfectly. We're also going to do something to the rotation too. We're going to make all the rotation numbers 0 so the bus is as flat as it can possibly be. Then we're going to go ahead and select the other bus and then match all the position numbers up. So we're going to do 900 again, negative 225 again. And then for this, we're going to raise it up a little bit. So let's try 45. That's a little bit too high. How about 44? That looks pretty good. It's just a little bit above the other bus. Gives it a second to kind of drop down on top of it. We got to fix the rotation because as you see, it just doesn't match up still. So 0, 0, 0 all around. And now the vehicle should be basically right on top of each other. So we're going to hit F11 to go back into the game. And then we're going to hit J to unfreeze physics. And there we go. We have a bus on a bus. And we're going to see just how well that works. Actually, I should put the parking brake on first because otherwise it'll just roll right off basically. So you can see that bus is already starting to fall off a little bit. I don't think this will last very long at all. But don't worry, there are many things I can do to make it last longer. And we'll see if we need to do those. But right now, we're actually moving. Yes, it looks like it's going to tip over to the right at any moment. Thankfully, though, we're going to be going to the left, which should help with that. If it doesn't tip over before we get there, slow it down and then hard corner to the left. Not too hard. Get that weight to the left side a little bit more. And it didn't really do much at all, but we're still upright. That's what's important. We're still upright. We can keep on driving. Although there's a bridge in front of us. That could work. What if we strip the top bus off and then we keep driving? I think we could do that probably. I'm going to try that. So come on, full speed ahead, bus. I feel like I need the T600 turbocharger on this thing to go faster because it has a weak turbocharger on it by default. We can get it up to 30 miles per hour before the bridge at least. Hopefully. Yeah, okay, we got it. And then we're going to strip the top bus and keep on driving, hopefully. Let's see here. Okay, top bus is hit, and it's getting pulled off. Is it working? Is it working? Is it working? It's working. It's working. It's working. Oh, no. It almost worked. We just need a little bit more power, and I think that would have actually worked because we're like, what, 80% off of the other bus? So I'm going to go ahead and give it the bigger turbocharger, which means I'm going to need to go into the map editor and redo the setup because the location is going to be slightly different when you change a part in the vehicle. So I'm going to do it all set up and I'll be right back. Okay, the buses are ready to go, and here's a quick tip. When you reset the buses, freeze physics, reset them, then unfreeze physics so they're as in line with each other as possible when you spawn them up. Parking brake goes on the top one, and then we are ready to go. And we're going to take a little bit of a different path this time because there are multiple bridges around here, and I think we can go much faster if we go to the one that's straight ahead instead of taking the right up here. I'm hoping we'll be able to get to about 40 miles per hour. I don't know if we'll actually be able to, but if we do, I think that'll be enough to tip the top bus off of me, and then we can keep driving with just the bottom bus. Although I got to keep it upright as we go through here. Like, corners are scary because this thing is so top heavy. You got to be very careful around every single corner, but that was actually brilliant. So slow this thing down, 8 times slow-mo, and then let's see. Can we strip that top bus? Looking good, and that's with the parking brake on still. Come on, be free, be free. Yes, we are free. It actually worked. That was awesome. Now, the dumb question, well, what if we had a third bus on top of these ones? We're gonna figure that out. So, spawn up yet another bus, and I'm gonna put it right above the other ones, the same way I did those ones. And the only thing that's gonna be different is it's gonna be a slightly higher height. So I'll be right back once it's set up. Okay, I think we're ready to go. Unfreezing physics, and let's see, will they stay? No, they will not. Okay, the road here is a little bit lopsided. So, what we need to do is we need to go to a different location to properly stack these up, but I assume they'll have pretty much no stability whatsoever when you try to drive it, but I'm going to try my honest best here to make this work, so we're going to move the bus over to about here and use this as the reference point and stack them all up again, and I'll be right back once again. Okay, 3 buses. Here we go on a flatter surface, and they are still going to the left, but I did have a thought when I was stacking them, okay? All the buses have an engine that's kind of offset to the left side, so I'm wondering if it's just there's too much weight on the left side of the bus, and that's why they keep falling in that direction. So what I can do is I can remove the engines from the top 2 buses and then see if that makes it any better. So I'm going to do that, and I'll be right back. Try number 3 on a triple stack bus. Here we go. Engines have been removed, and what the heck is that noise? I guess apparently when you remove the engines from the buses, they make really loud screeching noises. Unfortunately, though, that was not enough to make a difference, and the really loud screeching noises are annoying. So I'm going to put the engines back in, and then we're going to move on to the a little bit of cheat to help things along method. So how do you cheat in stacking buses? You stack them where the wheels aren't actually touching, because the wheels probably make it where the center of gravity moves about really easily, but if you have it where the wheels are actually inside of it like that, it's one solid object going up, and it's much more stable. Unfortunately, though, that also means that I can't do anything crazy like where I pull off the top bus in the middle of a bridge or something like that. But oh my goodness, this thing is still terribly unstable. As I try to do any sort of maneuver, it feels like it's going to tip at any moment, and this suspension cannot take all the weight here as it is sagging so hard. I don't think it's actually going to tip, though. Like, it feels like it's going to tip just because the suspension is sagging so bad. We can go. We can drive this. Yeah. It is not easy, but it is drivable. All right, let's go hit that bridge, even though I know the buses will be stuck together. I want to see it crash into it just because I can. Come on, get around this corner, though, please. Oh, my goodness. You see it tip so much, and you just know it's going to tip, and then it doesn't. It just confuses you. Like, how is it not tipped? Is the top bus hitting the trees or something? I guess I got really worried about when I had it tip over so easily. I don't trust it now. So this is much slower than before, and the place it's going to hit is a little bit different. So right in between those 2 buses, and yeah, as you see, the buses are stuck together as one big solid object. We could probably drive out of this, maybe? Nah, we're unfortunately stuck with the bridge. So we'll have to reset everything, and as I said, the secret to restacking them is you freeze physics, reset them all, and then unfreeze physics, and they should stay pretty level. Now, what I need to do is I need to figure out the limits of this thing. Like, it looks like it's going to tip over all the time, but it's apparently not going to tip over. What do I need to do to actually make it tip over? We're going to figure that out by doing a pretty tight corner right here and seeing what happens. Because like right now, it looks like it's already going to tip over, but it's not. It keeps driving. We got all wheels to the ground, putting down power. Well, okay, maybe not all wheels, because that one did tip up a little bit. So going on this corner, there's the limit, there's the limit, there's no way. Okay, maybe it could have made it back from that. I don't know. Like, I just don't trust this thing to do anything. Okay, that was the limit. That's as far as you can go. Also, this thing has an open differential, and I'm curious, is there a locking differential we could throw on this? Because that would help a little bit with maneuvering when it kind of gets up into the air. So yes, there is a locking front-rear differential. That should make it a little bit easier to control it. But I'll need to reset the position, so I'm going to do that off camera, and I'll be right back. Okay, we are ready to go with the locking differential installed. And already, once again, we're tipping to the right side, but now we can drive even with 3 wheels on the ground. Well, actually, okay, it's even with 4 wheels on the ground, which sounds really funny to say, but that's the truth of it. We got the 2 rear wheels on the left and the 2 fronts on the ground. Those rear rights, they could be up in the air, and it doesn't matter. I could still accelerate. So let's try to do a real corner right here with the tri-decker. Come on. Hold on. Go. Yes. Tri-decker can corner. And it can still accelerate out of the corner. Come on, get some power down. Come on, power. There we go. It isn't easy for this thing to accelerate with triple its regular weight, but it's doing it. Oh, it keeps, like, you see it leaning for no reason, it seems like. Come on, you can do it. Oh, interesting. Even with the locking differentials, I can't put down no power when the wheels are up in the air, it looks like. Huh. And the transmission doesn't know what to do. It keeps, like, shifting and stuff. I'm going to go to manual mode and just keep it in first gear on this hill until we can get up it. Did I just seesaw for a second? No, we're good. Come on. I can't traction, man. What is a traction? Over rev damage. I'm just trying to get up a hill. I can't do it. Alright, this thing is getting destroyed right here. It needs a little bit of help. I'm going to put it to keep accelerating on its own. And then we're going to go ahead and just pull it from the front to get it up the hill a little bit. I think that's to help it. Whoops, there goes a piece of the bus. Okay, we're going to try this again. Grab the bus and pull. No. That did not work. Not at all. Not at all. I think what we really need to do is just reduce the weight of the upper buses. So I'll try removing a bunch of pieces that are not necessary, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, 2 things. Number 1, I was a little bit dumb. For some reason, I thought I put in a locked differential, but I put a locking differential, so that means to lock the differential, I need to click the button. Some reason I just read it wrong. Secondly, I went ahead and removed a bunch of parts from the buses, so they don't have any suspension bits and they don't have an engine, and that actually did reduce the weight quite a bit, and it feels a lot more nimble, but it's a lot less predictable because the buses are now actually just sitting on top once again. They're not like intertwined like they were before, where it was one solid object. Now, you can have one bus fall off, and hopefully that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to go straight ahead to that same bridge. We're going to hit the bridge, and we're going to try to just chop off the top buses and keep driving with the bottom one, if we can get to it. I don't know how this is going to exactly go. I see it starting to tip on me, but we can... Whoa! This is not stable. This is very, very unstable, but it stayed up. It's just going too slow, I think. Come on. Power, power, power. I'm flooring it right now, man. All right, gonna hit impact. Go, go. There's no way I'm gonna get stuck, ain't I? Come on, pull through, pull through. 8 times slow-mo, pull through, pull through. Close, close, but is it gonna make it? No! Although it's popping a mean wheelie though, look at that. Like, look at me, I'm the fastest bus in the world, popping a wheelie. Unfortunately, it's not going anywhere though, so we just gotta reset everything, I guess. Well, that's kind of weird. The game just lagged a second, but everything did teleport back to where it's supposed to, I think. So anyways, let's go ahead and make this a little bit easier. We're going to attach the buses to the bus that's below it. So that way, hopefully, it'll act more like a solid object and it'll be less likely to have some crazy issues going on. Why are you tipping like this on me, man? What are you doing? There you go. All right, over to the fronts as well, because we're going to do all 4 corners. This is actually going really badly, it looks like, because the bus is jiggling and freaking out and it doesn't know what it wants to do anymore, and my camera's freaking out. I think this is a bad idea. Okay, there's not really a good attachment point over here unless I do it right there. Try to do the same over here, keeping it consistent. And the game is really not liking this. It's having these huge lag spikes. Oh no. This is going poorly. Oh, that doesn't look right. I don't think I did it to the fender on the other one, but oh well, it's good enough. Let's see what this does. Alright, well, we're tipping, but I feel like the top ones are not shifting. They're very solidly attached, so I can drive a little bit more aggressively, but I really got to watch out for all those stinking bridges with their low passes and all that. Make sure I don't run into any of those. Here's the first real corner. Oh, not bad. That actually cornered. Like, I might even be able to add one more bus. I don't think it'll go well, but I think I could try to add one more bus. And now, since we have the lock differential, though, this should be a lot easier. See, now we're putting down the power no matter what. Again, I just, for some reason, thought I installed a lock differential, not a locking one where you have to choose it manually. And, oh, it's still tipping, though, really hard to the left. Really hard to the left. What are you doing, bus? Okay, it turns out 3 is the limit. That was a fun and stupid video, but I have nowhere else I could take it from here at this point in my mind. That's like, that is the end of this. So until next time, this is WhyBeAre. I'll see ya. Although I should mention, if you know somewhere we could take this to the next level, do leave a comment. Maybe we can have a part 2 on this. That could be fun, because I did have fun making this one.